Hey everybody, it's me, your buddy Dave from thedarkstuff.com and the Dark Stuff channel here on YouTube. Thanks a lot for checking out my latest video. This week's video, I am doing a recap of the recent Liz Phair show at the Holland Performing Arts Center in Omaha. She's doing the Guyville at 30 tour, celebrating 30 years of her amazing debut album, Exile In Guyville. How does it stack up to when I saw Liz Phair back in 1993 when Exile In Guyville was new? Let's find out. So Liz Phair has been on my mind quite a bit lately. As you know, recently we just did an episode of our Rock and Roll Book Club on Liz Phair's memoir, Horror Stories. So it kind of got me way back into the vibe of Liz Phair. And then this concert was announced, and it was like perfect timing. So it was the Exile In Guyville at 30 tour. So that means she came out and she played the entirety of Exile In Guyville, then came back for an encore, which was like a 5-song encore of hits from other records. Well, let's start off first off by just talking about the room, okay? The Holland Performing Arts Center is a beautiful space. It's almost like too nice for a rock show, and I feel that way every time I go there. I've seen Squeeze there, Elvis Costello, St. Vincent, Bright Eyes. I've seen artists there plenty of times, but like every time I go in there, I'm always like, oh my God, this place is like so pristine, you know, whatever. It has extremely high ceilings, like really, really high. And the acoustics in there are just crazy good. It's definitely more of a symphony type place, or maybe you're going to see, I don't know, operas or whatever. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe you get in the room. So we hit the venue a little bit early. Wanted to make sure that I saw opener Kate Bollinger. She's a folky kind of singer-songwriter from Charlottesville, Virginia. You know, the artist Blonde Show was on the tour earlier on for like the first half of the tour, and I was kind of looking forward to seeing her, but it turns out that, you know, she was only on that part of the tour, and then Bollinger comes in for the end. She was good enough. It just wasn't my type of thing. It was a little bit too mellow for me, and I was just feeling kind of revved up, you know, getting ready for Liz Phair. So, you know, nothing against Kate Bollinger. It just wasn't really my thing that night. I'd give her another shot, though, for sure. I mean, talented enough, definitely. My friends and I had some pretty decent seats, you know, on the floor. And there we are. And you might recognize Shelley from the Rock and Roll Book Club. We do have a big announcement coming up about that, but we're not ready to do that, so I've got nothing to say just yet. As I teased in the intro of the video, I did see Liz Phair back in 1993 when she was initially touring Exile in Guyville. And Exile is one of my favorite albums in the entire world. I mean, I love it to death. I've listened to it a million times. Don't need to talk about that. But back then, she wasn't the most amazing performer. I mean, she's said this, okay? I saw her at, I think it was in Ballard, Washington. I lived in Seattle at the time. I think it was in Ballard, Washington. And what I mainly remember about the show was that Silkworm was the opening act. And Silkworm, if you know anything about the band, if you're one of the 6 people that remembers them, it was a 4-piece at the time because Joel Phelps was still in the band. Again, That is so obscure that I'm pointing that out. But Liz Phair was good, but it wasn't amazing. And I've seen her 4 times now total, including last night, the 93 show. I didn't see her again until 2010 at the Matador at 21 Festival in Las Vegas. Saw her in 2019 with the band at the 8035 Festival. Very good. And then there was last night, which was absolutely her best performance that I've seen. Seeing Exile in Guyville at 30 is actually in a lot of ways better than seeing Exile in Guyville at 1, because back then, you know, Liz was so new and had just been shoved into the spotlight with the almost immediate popularity of that record that she really didn't get a chance to get her performance skills like up to par. That's what I'm guessing it is, you know, and a healthy amount of stage fright, which I would say she has definitely worked past by this point.
This would happen again. No matter what I could do or say, just that I didn't think this would happen again. With or without my best intentions, and whatever happened to a boyfriend, the kind of guy who tries to win you over. Whatever happened to a boyfriend.
So I don't really need to go into the set list too much. I mean, she played Exile in Guyville start to finish. That's 18 songs right there, okay? Every one of them good. I have to say, her band, phenomenal. They came up with actually sort of new arrangements of these classic songs. Not in every case. I mean, when you have a more rocking one like 6 Foot One or Help Me Mary or Never Said or Stratford on God, you know, you don't really have to change too much on that. It's more when you're doing something like Dance of the Seven Veils or Glory or something like that, or Flower, where you kind of have to make a different kind of arrangement, you know, and they came up with, especially in the case of Flower, which if you're familiar with the song, I'm not going to cite the lyrics here, but they came up with a really rocking way to present that song. It was very, very cool.
I'll take you home and make you like it. Everything you ever wanted, everything you ever thought of, everything I'll do to you. I'll fuck you till your dick is blue.
I mean, of course, highlights were F and Run, let's say, Dance of the Seven Veils, Stratford on Guy. That's one of my favorite songs. That's that and Never Said. I commented to a friend of mine are the ones I always play on the radio because they're the ones that she doesn't say fuck in them. Okay, just to be blunt about it. The sets behind her looked really, really awesome. They was visually very pleasing. Sometimes it was like pictures of her from the past and shots of Chicago from back in the day, and then sometimes it was just cool visuals, and I don't really know what they were meant to convey, but they looked really good nonetheless. And she thanked the people who do the visuals, and you know, kind of wondered if maybe she had a hand in that too, because after reading her book, realized she was a visual artist at one point. So after she finishes Strange Loop, which is the final song on Exile, the band takes a break. They come back up, and I said to some of my friends, I was like, look, she's going to have to do Supernova, Cinco de Mayo, and Polyester Bride. Can't get away without doing those. And then I go, and I bet she does some of her early 2000 songs, Extraordinary, Why Can't I? Well, guess what? That was the actual encore. She played Supernova, Cinco de Mayo, Polyester Bride, Extraordinary, and closed with Why Can't I? You know, the crowd loved it. Absolutely just ate it up the entire time. You know, it's bizarre in a lot of Omaha shows, and this happens whether you're playing at a really big place like an arena or whether you're playing at, you know, the Holland Performing Arts Center or down to a club. Omaha audiences are very bizarre. They clap really loud when the song is over, and then they just stop and go silent. And that was going on last night. It was like big applause and then quiet. And Liz made a comment about it, saying she kind of appreciated that vibe of like extreme excitement to total silence right afterwards. She gets it. But what happens is when it's totally quiet, like you could hear the acoustics in the room are such that just talking, she could definitely hear you at the stage. It's so, the sound just travels. So when it would get quiet, there were apparently some people in the front who were trying to talk to Liz in between songs. And so I did notice security have to come over there and be like, I mean, I didn't hear what it was being said, but it was sort of like, come on, chill. I mean, you know, she's not going to talk to you. It's not your private concert, you dumbass. Anyways, no, sorry. Moving on. The encore was awesome. Glad I got to hear a couple of other songs. Supernova was fantastic. I'm sitting here staring at my Supernova 7-inch on blue vinyl, which you're not seeing right now because I'm not on camera. But either way, that was always been my favorite Liz song, and I couldn't see a Liz Phair concert without her doing that song. It's just too good. And I knew the early 2000 songs would go over well with this crowd. I predicted it in our video. I said, you guess what? When she does Extraordinary or Why Can't I, the crowd is going to go nuts, okay? Because it's not just a bunch of hipsters from the 90s who just want to hear her talk dirty and sing Flower and all of that. These are people who grew up on that stuff. And it was noted by Shelley that she did the R-rated version of Why Can't I, which was edited in the 13 going on 30 movie soundtrack, just FYI. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll leave you with one more clip from Liz Phair. I'll also link to our other video about the Liz Phair book club. Make sure you keep an eye on that because, like I said, I do have an announcement coming out about that shortly. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
So, you have a MySpace page or something?